hell is even that?
After years of coddling and pampering, some folks just can't take it when things don't go their way. Just observe how angry this guy gets when he gets accidentally misgendered.
Actually, just look at me.
As always, stick around to the end for the recap, this week's woke news, and much, much more.
Transphobes are so funny because, like, actually, just look at me. Just take a second and look at me. Look at the 115-pound man standing in front of you right now. The man with zero body hair and the temperament of a rabid chihuahua. Look at every other man in my family and then look at me and just seriously try to convince me that I was not being obliterated with estrogen while I was in the womb. Like, I'm sorry that I was born with an extra sidearm on me, but I think I'm like 90% of the way complete. You know, just a couple HRT pills and some cherry whipped cream on top and it'll finish it up perfectly.
You really believe that?
Now, I hate to break the news to him, but this is just how the average glam metal rocker fan looked back in my day, although with much less style. And the voice definitely isn't fooling anyone. But speaking of folks who don't seem to have a grasp on their self-identity, take a look how many alters this next girl has.
Hi, I'm Bunny.
Hey, I'm Z. What's up? Hi, I'm Oliver.
Hey everybody, I'm Ben. Hey, I'm Elegant. Wow! Sorry. Hello there, I am Malachi. What's up?
Hi, I'm Echo. Hi, my name is AJ.
Hey everyone, I know I look like shit, but it's red. Hi. Hey everybody, my name's Sayori. Yo, I'm Beatrix, what's up? Hello everyone, my name is Ophelia.
Now, if you're like me, your day was probably going a lot better a few minutes ago before you saw this clip. Most of these alters are just utterly ridiculous, and people like this are the reason a lot of folks don't take DID seriously. Sadly, let's see what could very well happen to you when you don't take someone's nonsensical identities seriously.
My son and I are at United Airlines waiting for our flight from San Francisco to Austin, and the flight attendant has denied access to us because he said that I made a derogatory comment about one of the flight attendants because I didn't use the right pronoun. Now they are forbidding us to get on the plane. I am with my son. He is 25 pounds. I've been carrying him for about 30 minutes. They denied us boarding priority, and now they're about to deny us to board the plane. We'll see what happens. So we're still waiting to board the plane. I did not use the air host right pronoun by accident. I'm sorry. I'm here with my son. I have the car seat, I have the stroller, I'm carrying everything, and we just need to get on the plane. They will not let us get on the plane. They're calling the air security. I don't know what my rights are in this situation. If anybody can reply, they know what my rights are. But this is ridiculous. United Airlines, San Francisco flight to Houston. I don't know what's going on. I can't even understand what's going on here.
Now, I'm normally not quick to scream lawsuit, but this particular situation definitely needs one. I don't know if that flight attendant was on a power trip or just got their feelings hurt, but no one should be thrown off a flight just for refusing to participate in others' delusions. And speaking of delusion, take a look at what years of woke ideology does to a person's mental state.
I don't know what to do. I have no answers. They're kicking me out of my hotel room because I asked them to wear an N95 mask. And they said that if I wanted that, I was at the wrong hotel and I had an hour to leave.
Now, demanding that folks around you wear an N95 mask in 2024 is somehow even more entitled than expecting people to use your special pronouns.
I don't know where to go. I'm almost out of money. More scams just keep getting added to the docket. I don't even have one fully functioning arm at this point. Where do I... My mom isn't answering the phone. It's not like we were estranged. I literally... Because she was super abusive, but... And I still want my mom, but I don't know what to do. Where do I go? What do I do? My doctor just called me to do an anxiety and depression exam and, thing before our appointment today. I had to reschedule it because I couldn't sleep. This is what I woke up to. And I'm like, what am I supposed to tell you? I'm super anxious and depressed. I haven't had safe housing for over a year. I just want a home. I just want somewhere safe to land. I just want a place to breathe so I can find a place. It feels like every time it's like the ground just gets ripped out from under me again. I just need to calibrate. What do I do? I can't get out orders. I haven't been able to work in months. I'm so sorry. I'm really trying, y'all. I'm trying so hard. I don't. And I have nobody here. I don't know what to do.
Oh, we're gonna lose the next war.
Now that's what years of safe spaces and participation trophies does to your mental state. And surely recording yourself crying and uploading it to social media is definitely going to help your chances of getting employed. Meanwhile, other folks with no apparent jobs have a few updates to tell us about the pride flag. Take a listen.
The pride flag that we're hanging at our house this year has a couple new additions. Let's talk about them. Of course, we've got the original 6 colors of the rainbow, the black and brown stripes to represent people of color, the blue, pink, and white to represent trans folks, and a new addition to this flag, the yellow triangle with the purple circle to represent folks that are intersex. And the other new addition to our flag is the 2 feathers in the circle, which represent indigenous folks that identify as two-spirit. 1 feather represents feminine identity, 1 feather represents male identity, and the circle that holds them together represents the unification of both identities. My partner and I are always trying to be inclusive as possible. That's why we chose to fly this flag this year, the More You Know Shooting Star.
Now, at the rate of change I'm seeing, this flag is going to change again by the following week. I'm genuinely curious if anyone actually sees value in seeing their race, gender, or identity represented on a flag this strange and convoluted. But being inclusive takes yet another funny turn with our next clip. Listen to what this man suggests as gender-neutral alternatives to the words niece and nephew.
Dear Dolly, are there gender-neutral alternatives to terms like niece and nephew and aunt and uncle? Yes, there are. A gender-neutral term to replace niece or nephew is nibbling. It takes sibling and uses the N from niece and nephew. It was actually coined in 1951 by Yale linguist Samuel Martin. And similarly, we have pibbling, parent-sibling, the P from parent, and sibling, pibbling, to replace aunt and uncle.
Oh, you're just making up words.
Now, some non-binary and gender-diverse people may want you to use those terms for them instead of aunt, uncle, or niece or nephew, but not everyone feels that way. It's a personal choice.
Now, ignoring how ridiculous the terms nibbling and pibbling sound, you can sadly expect a lot more of these terms to pop up and replace existing words in our language. And if you want a reminder of how offended people will get from hearing gendered language, just take a look at our next clip.
Disgusting. I just went through the Taco Bell drive-thru because I'm a whore for Taco Bell. And do you know how they greeted me? They said, "Hello, ma'am." And then after handing me my food, said, "Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day." What about me says ma'am? I have a red mullet.
What?
Now what a poor girl that someone actually acted polite to her. Someone should point out to her that bad haircuts aren't gender specific, so give that poor guy at Taco Bell a break. Our next guest certainly seems more polite, but not much more intelligent. Here's our final clip of the day.
What is a woman?
Why do you ask that question?
I just really like to know.
What do you think the answer to that question is?
Well, I'm asking. That's why I came to a college professor. This is what you do.
What other kinds of answers have you gotten?
A lot of like this, where you're not answering. I've gotten a lot of that. So you wanted to answer questions about women's studies, and so shouldn't the first answer you should be able to provide is what exactly is a woman?
Well, for me, it's actually a really simple answer, and that's a person who identifies as a woman.
But what are they identifying as?
As a woman.
But what is that?
As a woman.
Do you know what a circular definition is?
I do.
It's sort of like what you're doing right now, where a woman is a woman.
Now, if you can't even comprehend what circular logic is, then I'm afraid you have no business being a college professor. And it's always funny how quickly leftists like this get defensive in their tone and even body language when their ideas get challenged. But one thing I've realised from watching today's clips is that a lot of this irritation and anger we see from the left just comes from years of pandering and coddling. As we saw, there are plenty of folks who are so used to gender-neutral language that the first case of accidental misgendering is enough to get them flying off the rails. In other cases, they might even abuse their power and try to get you kicked off a flight. We've also seen that years of pampering from parents has made some folks incapable of handling adversity or hardship. Expecting all the people around you to wear an N95 mask in 2024 seems ridiculous to us. But some people actually have a full-on breakdown if those rules aren't followed. Now, I'm sure some of you watched the Olympics recently. One thing which surprised me was that the transgender swimmer, Leah Thomas, lost a legal battle that would have allowed trans women to compete. Given how scared corporations and even sporting organisations are of getting cancelled, I was almost sure this would have been the first Olympics that we saw trans athletes competing across multiple sports. But earlier this year, the Court of Arbitration for the Olympics ruled against Leah's request. Since 2022, the organisation banned trans women who've been through male puberty from competing in women's races. Thomas, however, called these rules unlawful and discriminatory, and also said it was a lifelong goal of hers to compete in the Olympics. Now let me know your thoughts on this, but the Olympics actually created an open category which trans athletes will be able to compete in the future, and I for one think that's the best solution out there. Unfortunately, I'm all but certain that trans athletes like Thomas won't want to compete in those special categories and will continue to push for competing against women for obvious reasons. So only the future will tell if we continue to coddle and pamper the next generation or use our common sense and speak up when the need arises. But that's it for today. As usual, thanks for supporting this channel, and I'll see you all in the next episode.